Now, it's safe to say that there are no magical secrets to suddenly be able to run faster. However, there are certain techniques that we can use to maximise our time or just get the most out of every run session and not have to log lots of extra running training.
Admittedly, some of these ideas are a little advanced, but there's still something here for everybody, no matter what level you are of running. So let's find out how you can run faster without having to train more.
Struggling to navigate pacing is an issue facing many runners. In fact, you could argue that lots of people only have one of two paces to operate at. And that could be going as fast as they can, like somebody that we know, Mark Threlfall, or perhaps going really easy. But that does leave an awful lot of middle ground left to play with.
Yeah, and having an understanding of that middle ground pacing will not only enable you to be more efficient as a runner, but also to be able to tackle whatever distance it is you set your mind to. So if you are doing a new distance you've not raced before, it becomes really essential. And if you've had any problems with pacing or you've nailed it, do let us know how you've got on in the comments section below.
Now, starting off too fast can have some fairly disastrous physiological effects mid-race. However, if we're finishing with too much energy left in the tank, that can leave us with the frustrating what-if feeling when we see our finishing time. So no matter what race distance you're targeting, the goal has to be to hit that finishing straight with basically nothing left in the tank. And to master this skill, well, we really need to be able to master the art of pacing.
Yeah, so first of all, you need to obviously choose a goal race and then work backwards from that. So think about what time it is you want to run that race in, work out the pace you'll be running at, and basically practice running at that pace. Examples could be 3 to 4 weeks before a half or full marathon, do 5 to 8 times 1 mile intervals at your goal pace with 60 to 90 seconds recovery. Or 2 to 3 weeks before a 5k or 10k race, do 10 to 12 lots of 400 metre intervals with 30 to 45 seconds rest.
Now, ideally, your body is going to learn these paces with an element of muscle memory, and you are going to avoid gravitating to those polarised easy or hard paces that we chatted about earlier on. Now, as triathletes, we should be well aware of the benefits of drafting. But as a quick reminder, if we were on the bikes and sitting at the back of a group of riders, we could be saving up to 40%, which is a lot of energy saving.
Yeah, it's not as significant when it comes to running, but there is still a benefit there, as proven by the Journal of Applied Physiology. They did an experiment on a calm day to measure the amount of energy that you're expending to get rid of that air resistance. And they found that for sprinters, it was around 8%, for middle distance runners, 4%, and if you're running a marathon, up to 2%.
Yeah, now if you're running into a headwind, then this is significantly more obvious. So effectively, if you're out running and behind other runners, there's a benefit for you to be had. And if we've ever run in a training group or been out with some other friends, we can definitely feel the benefit of that when we're behind them. So as a takeaway, when you're next in a race, try to find somebody that perhaps is a little bit taller than you and tuck in behind. Now, running by its very nature is a weight-bearing activity, and generally speaking, the less weight that you have to move, well, the faster you're going to be able to move it. And there's certainly evidence to suggest that your speed is affected by your weight. In fact, an American College of Sports Medicine study showed that if your weight was reduced by as much as 5%, then a 3k time would come down by 3%. If you move that weight loss up to 10%, then that 3k time could be improved by as much as 5%. And experts say that this difference becomes greater as the distances increase.
Yeah, sadly though, it isn't quite that straightforward. And yes, weight obviously does play a part in improving your speed, but you need to look at the bigger picture, because if you're trying to reduce your calories too dramatically, then it's going to have a knock-on effect on your training and, importantly, your health. So you need to reduce those calories gradually so you can still make sure you can get the training sessions in that you need in order to be able to improve.
Now, as a final point, it is worth looking into where you carry or store your weight whilst you're running, because it has been proven that heavier lower limbs really aren't as useful for going fast. And specifically, we're talking about our calves, our ankles, and our feet. And that is evidenced by elite long distance runners who by and large do tend to have a specific type of body shape that works in their favour, that being a shorter torso and longer, more slender limbs.
Interestingly, a study from the University of Colorado found that by adding 100 grams of weight to the runner's shoes, it actually slowed them down by 0.78%, which is quite a significant amount. So with that in mind, it's actually worth thinking about investing in a pair of lighter shoes for racing. And if you do so, then you want to at least least try them out on maybe your faster workout so your body can get used to them before your race.
Now, as I said in the introduction, I'm afraid that there are no magic rabbits getting pulled from my hat. But hopefully we've drawn your attention to some areas that will undoubtedly help you run faster, and all without having to run lots of extra miles.
Yeah, I think I've only got a few days in which to drop a few pounds and maybe find someone to run behind. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, give us a thumb up, like, and if you've liked the look of the kit that we're wearing, including these jackets, hit the link to the shop. And if you want to subscribe and make sure you get all of our videos here at GTN, just hit the globe. And for some ideas on recovery workouts, there's a video for that just here.
And if you want to see a video on road versus off-road running, that is here.